blessings, kindness, and guidance. He will be back, John Jones. You know, Saman, with your reborns and whatnot, you're just keeping the mods really busy with your shenanigans, and you're giving them something to do. They're enjoying it. And this is why everyone thinks Maggie Carp's the weakest. I don't know what that means, but okay. So we will keep going. We were talking about symmetries before we got derailed. Are there other symmetries? Have we overlooked any symmetries? You might suggest the gauge symmetries associated with the non-gravitational forces. So as we know, there are the four fundamental forces. These are gravitation, electromagnetism, strong nuclear force, and weak nuclear force. So those are the four fundamental forces, and there are symmetries associated with the gauge, like this gauge symmetries that he's mentioning in particle physics. Okay, but those are not all. There may be more. So these are certainly symmetries of nature, but they are of a more abstract sort. Our focus here is on symmetries that have a direct link to space, time, or motion. So what Brian Greene is kind of mentioning or pointing to here is symmetries that have to do with space, time, and motion, not symmetries like, for example, the gauge bosons and the gauge symmetries for the other types of forces. Okay, with this stipulation, it's now likely that you can't think of any other possibilities. In fact, in 1967, physicists Sidney Coleman and Jeffrey Mandula were able to prove that no other symmetries associated with space, time, or motion could be combined with those just discussed and result in a theory bearing any resemblance to our world. Subsequently, though, close examination of this theorem, based on insights of a number of physicists, revealed precisely one subtle loophole. The Coleman-Mandula result did not exploit fully symmetries sensitive to something known as spin. And we have talked about spin before. We will talk about it again from this book in just a little bit here. But spin, remember, it's a quantum property. And we've talked about the spin of various particles, such as, for example, the electrons and other leptons and things like that. And spin is a quantum property, and some certain symmetries associated with that will now come into play. Okay, so if you have been in the lives with us for a while, you will have kind of heard about this already to some extent, but this should be fun to hear about it from Brian Greene here. Any time I spent with my dad was fun. Aw. I remember chasing a squirrel and was almost immediately lost. I couldn't find the trail, and it got dark soon after. I was walking through the woods for a long time, chased by raccoons. Oh my gosh! That sounds quite difficult, Nathan. If you ban enough salmon, they'll get. Oh my god. I can't believe all the banning that's happening in my chat. If only people behaved and just listened to the physics, that would be great. Or asked physics questions or said comments that are related to this topic. But thank you so much, everybody. Doro, Raikudo, Nathan, Steven, everybody, all the Saman accounts. Thank you for being here. Thank you for liking the live. Thank you for 20 likes, and thank you now for 40 likes. Can we get 40 likes, please? And thank you indeed for your support. Thank you for your kind comments and chat messages. I tried to tell Andre about good old Saman. I'm saying I'm going to sleep, but this is so interesting. Hello, Harper. Thank you so much for coming back. Have a good night right here with us.